Hey everyone, Minutia Minute here, coming at you guys with a package opening. As you can see, I've already sort of opened this once, but I wanted to do something on camera once I got it opened and saw what was inside. So to explain, this is a package I got on eBay. I've been wanting to do a Shadowrun card game follow-up, which I just haven't really had time to do, and one thing that I've been wanting to get is one of the starter decks, but they are kind of ridiculously expensive. They run about 50 bucks online a lot of times. And for whatever reason, a lot of the people selling them are overseas, so then you're paying overseas shipping for stuff, and it gets in the weeds fairly quickly. But I still really wanted to get one so I could show it off on the channel, dig into the rule book a little bit without having to go online. So I've been searching for a decent deal, and I finally found one. I got this package for, I want to say it was $30 shipped, which seems like a lot for just, a 70 card starter deck, but again, these typically run like 50 bucks a lot of times, sometimes even more. So 30 bucks, it seemed like, you know what, that's probably about as good as a price as I'm gonna get. Hit the order button, waited for it to arrive. Now, obviously, here it is. But then I opened it up, and there was a fantastic surprise inside here. So let's go ahead and open this box up. So if you look inside, we've got the deck, and here it is, 70 card Shadowrun Trading Card Game starter deck. On the back we have our little blurb, where man meets magic and machine, basically the same paragraph we saw on the booster box that I opened. And then I discovered there was something else in here. So at the very bottom we got a bonus card pack. And this isn't just any card pack. This is the Shadowrun expansion, Underworld. So this card game only got one expansion. This is it. And if you recall in my first video, the core set is not that expensive. Like, you can get booster boxes for like 50, 60 bucks even. Like, not hard to come by. But the expansion is much more expensive. So if I want a booster box of that, we're talking like a couple few $100s. And again, a lot of these booster packs are sold overseas, so then you're paying for shipping it over here. And if you just want to get like a pack of Shadowrun Underworld, you're looking at like probably 20 bucks probably with shipping. There are some that are a little bit cheaper. We'll say like between 15 to 20 bucks probably for just one pack of this. And the dude I bought this from online just included this as a bonus. This wasn't in the listing. I went back in and double checked, and yet here it is. So for 30 bucks, I got a starter deck and we'll just say $15 booster pack, which is just so cool, and I was so excited I wanted to share it with you guys. So we're going to open these up and take a look at the cards inside. And if you're interested in checking out this seller on eBay, I'll leave his information down in the description below. So kicking things off, we'll open up this starter deck. First thing I notice is this is a pretty beefy pack. The fact that it has 70 cards in it as opposed to the more standard 60 cards of like a Star Wars CCG makes this feel a little bit heftier for sure. Plus I know the rulebook in here is supposedly pretty huge, so we'll see if we can find a spot to open this with. It does have, yeah, there we go. I love this part right here. Pop the top. There we go. This is no longer a sealed product and has just lost 90% of its value. It's like watching money burn on screen, really, if you think about it. But that's okay. I love doing it for you guys, and it's really fun for me. Okay, so cracking it open, we've got a huge stack of cards in here and a pretty thick booklet. So one thing I notice as I'm opening this up already is the whole room has that chemical card smell from trading card games from the early 90s. I'm really nostalgic for it. I remember when I opened up my first pack of Star Wars CCG, and of course those cards were newly sealed at the time, and I remember the smell being gross and overwhelming. But now I almost crave it because it's such a unique sensory perception, I guess. All right, and then here we've got our rule book. We've got a cool image on the front. Looks like a dwarf with the pistol from Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something. Then we got another great image on the back. Presumably that's an elf. And, yep. That is quite the rule book. This is cool because it's in color and it's got all kinds of great illustrations on the inside. That's legit. That is really cool. I'm excited to dig into this. And as promised, yep, a full 70 pages in this one. Cool to look at some of the images. All right, sweet. So let's take a look at the cards we got. Usually these starter decks are kind of a ripoff in all reality because you have lower odds of pulling rares and uncommons. And also during this time period, these were just random assortments of cards. They weren't really tailored in any way to be true starters. All right, so taking a quick look through, we've got Lone Star Patrol, which is a challenge card. Silencer, a piece of gear. Rotodrone, another piece of gear. Really cool image there. I like that. It's kind of like a Star Wars probe droid with a minigun on the bottom. Another piece of gear, a katana. Great stylistic illustration here by Ron Spencer. Now, if I remember right, in the card packs that I opened before, we didn't get much for gear, so it's kind of nice that we got a whole string of gear here at the beginning. All right, we have an Elf Runner. Another challenge, Minefield. So far, I think these are all new cards, too, which is cool. We have a Orc Runner, Road Rash. Another piece of gear, an Uzi 3, a worthy descendant of the famous Israeli Uzi. This version puts automatic firepower within your reach. Such a great illustration on this card. I dig the style in these cards. All right, Street Lines Special. Shade, a street shaman. Challenge, the challenge of nets. A stim patch. A Sony CTY 360. That's kind of cool that they can use the Sony brand name. Interesting. Shasta, the mage. A retinal scanner. A booby trap. Astral sense. Great surreal image there. That's actually a piece of, and that's actually a piece of gear. That's interesting. Dante the street mage, who's a dwarf runner. Armored vest. The basilisk. Wow, that is a interesting illustration. It took a second for me to really process what I was looking at there. Cool. Cannonball, the mercenary. And that's featured on the cover of the rulebook. Ally Spirit, which is a piece of gear. Ares Predator, that's quite the gun. One of the things that's just so great about these cards is the fact that, no matter what style of artist they bring into the cards, all the cards just have this great sense of attitude behind them that I really find appealing. All right, Ambushed en route, a challenge card. Ajax, the Rigger, human runner. Crawler Patrol Drone. It's interesting, we're literally just getting gear, challenges, and runners. I wonder if we're going to see some other stuff later in here, or they stuck to just more basic card types for the starter decks. That would be interesting. Or we have a Chipjack, which is a piece of cybernetic gear. Glitz, the Rocker, who's an elf runner. So I recently finished reading a book of short stories, all of which kind of tied together. Like you'd have characters that would bounce back and forth between stories and the larger tapestry of Seattle and what was going on in 2054 or whatever. You have these milestone moments in the city that you sort of see from different perspectives and different elements within the city. It was a fun read. I kind of want to read it again now that I have a little bit better handle on the universe and will actually recognize the characters a little bit more readily than I did at the time. But it was cool because there were a few characters that I'm recognizing. I'm pretty sure Glitz made an appearance in that short story collection. Mr. Johnson, who we pulled last time, definitely made an appearance early on in one of the stories. So just kind of interesting note. All right, we have our first objective card. These starter decks pretty much have to include an objective card because that's the whole basis of the game. This is an assassination objective. Another objective, wet work. Tiki Head Enigma. I'm not quite sure what this objective actually is. It's a little confusing. All right, we have a Sucker Run. Steel Whiz Softs. Sight of Power. Wow, that's another cool image. Guns blazing against some kind of giant troll monster. Alright, so it looks like we are getting into some other card types here. So now we've got these specials. We have Blindsided. And then we're back into runners. So this is Scorpio the Bodyguard. Another challenge, runners on retainer. Bounty Hunter. A contact. A Yamaha Rapier. I think we pulled this card when we were doing our card rips. This is a piece of gear. A security drone. I'm pretty sure we had this one as well. A challenge card. We definitely pulled this one. Stomper, who is a troll runner. Watcher Spirit, which is a piece of gear. Vindicator Minigun. Well, we definitely pulled that because I remember the shredded boots and thought that that was a kind of sick card. All right, what do we got here? An elf location. All right, we have a challenge. Security guards. Sin, an orc runner. Another great depiction of an orc. The warehouse location. The iron lung location. We have a sentry gun. Thrash, the human runner rocker. So many subcategories of character types to keep track of. The Caves of Hafferville, dwarf location. We have another special, Cover Up. Uncle Joe, the burned out mage. Bugged Deck, special. Block Party, special. Sim Sensation. I'm not sure if Simple Simon would be into this type of illustration, but Lickworthy is literally part of the card. Bar Fight, wow. Gosh, I don't even need to talk in these videos. Literally just looking at the art is just awesome. Tinkerbell, a rigger. That is an awesome card as well. Wild Goose Chase. City Spirit. Chipjack 2. Bulldog Van. Beretta. Again, like, just the little flourishes in the art on this makes it more than just a picture of a Beretta, right? Ambush, a challenge. Oops, over here. An automated patrol vehicle. Cherry Bomb, the mercenary. What a wild design for a character. Armor Skin. Looks like Exo Manowar. Armor Spell does the same thing, except it's more magical in nature, I guess. And then finally, a special, Riots. So there you go. I kind of went through these fast, but it was a big stack of cards to get through. It was exciting to see that, there were a lot of unique cards in this set. A lot of stuff we hadn't seen before, only a handful of stuff we had. So that's really cool. Hopefully, when we open some more card packs, it'll mean we have some more surprises ahead of us. This is a pretty big card block. I want to say it was like 350, 400 cards or something, so there's certainly a lot of cards out there. Oh, and I just noticed there is another insert in here. So we have, it looks like a cheat sheet. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, so a list of the skill icons, and then an explanation of the special traits. And then on the, oh wow, and perfect. And then we have a sequence of play. So you have the objective phase, where you play or reveal an objective, the cred stick phase, which is where you basically earn money that you can spend in the game. The refresh phase, in which it's basically like untapping, I would imagine. You draw a card. The legwork phase, where you basically go through, play your challenges, deploy your runners, take all of your relevant actions, and then step 5, resolve everything that you've done, and then end your turn by discarding down to 7 cards and declaring that your turn is finished. Oh, this is great. I'm glad I didn't miss this. So there you go. That's a really great little explanation of the different skills, which one of the things I remember mentioning in my last video was I had no idea what all those icons meant, so that's really helpful. All right, and then on to this very special pack opening. Let's go ahead and break into it and see what we get. And once again, just kind of glancing at the package, it doesn't really explain how many rares you get or uncommons, and I don't know where in the pack they are, so we're just going to look through it and see what we get. Okay, so kicking things off, we have the M11 Tommy Gun. Take this, ya mugs. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. Oh, wow, that's grim. Suicidal tendencies? Has anyone seen The Mole lately? Mafia interests. We gotta take you guys for a little ride. Enviro bodysuit. This is a very ethereal illustration. It's a nasty world out there, and I ain't taking no chances. Alright, we have a new objective. Shipyard Showdown. This will teach those upstart Solpa rings to horn in our biz. I love that Shadowrun has this sort of language. It's very like Clockwork Orange almost, where it's like this post-English slang language. All right, we have Riot Foam. Fixed fire cannons. Oh, that's a cool image. Owl totem. Forced attrition. Mugsy. I'm not sure who that looks like. That's a very interesting, very interesting portrait right there. Spell lock. That's cool. I love these things. Really puts the lie to no pain, no gain. The price of fame. No, I'm not who you think. Street Kid. Gosh, another great, just sort of stylized image. I see a lot of things, but I'll need a little Nguyen to jog my memory. Long Arm of the Law. And finally, wow, that's another cool card. Look at that. Jade, a Yakuza agent. And I just noticed there's a U here. So presumably that means this is an uncommon card. Oh, that's really interesting. So what do we got? U. Oh, no, that's the expansion. That's what it is. Underworld. The U stands for Underworld. So I don't know how to tell. If anyone knows, let me know. How can you tell if something's rare, uncommon, or common. I just have no idea. But all in all, this was a really fun pack opening. It's nice to dig back into the Shadowrun universe. I hope you guys enjoyed this little trip into a starter deck. I'll be taking a look at the rule book and seeing what I can share with you guys when we do our next pack opening in the not too distant future. Also, be on the lookout. I have a few more card rips coming up. I am still planning on doing a Tomb Raider how-to playthrough type thing. I'm just working on my camera setup right now for it. I'm also going to be wrapping up my Star Wars Shadows of the Empire trading card set, which I've been promising to do for a while now as well. So look out for those videos in the next few weeks. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great week in cards. Thanks for watching this video. Take care.